My dear friends, today's subject is assault and battery. We are discussing assault and its essentials, battery and its essentials, distinction between battery and assault. There are three types of trespassers. First one is trespass to the person we are discussing now. So, in order to become trespass, gross negligence is sufficient to sustain a trespass to the person. So, trespass to the person consists of three torts: assault, battery, and false imprisonment. What is assault? It is an attempt or a threat to do hurt to another, or it is unlawful laying of hands on another person. It is intention to do the act hurt. Intention should be coupled with ability. It is an act of causing an apprehension in the mind of person. It is an attempt to do the harm, but actual harm is not done to the person. That means assault means about to use the criminal force. To understand more clearly what is assault, we can take one example. Mr. A raising the stick to beat a person, it is assault. Mr. A beats the person with that stick, it is battery. Now, we will discuss the essentials of assault. So, it is an attempt or threat to do a hurt to another person. Intention as well as act makes an assault. Person threaten the other to offer violence. He is about to use the criminal force. Person accused, he must have the ability to carry his intention. There is no physical contact in an assault. Attempt to commit a criminal force. So, every assault may not include battery. Now, what are the examples for assault? Assault means threatening any person with loaded pistol or with a knife, showing fist and with threatening manner. One person strikes another with the intention to cause injury, but it misses. It is an assault. A holds up his hand against B in a threatening manner, but says nothing. It is an assault. Now we will discuss some case laws. Stanley versus Meyer. In this case, the plaintiff is the chairman of the parish meeting. There were 6 or 7 persons along with the defendant. In the course of some angry discussion, the defendant began crying loudly and interrupted the proceedings of the meeting. A large majority decided that the defendant be expelled from the meeting. The defendant said that he would rather pull the chairman out of the chair than to go out of the room, and immediately moved with fist clenched towards the plaintiff. But he was stopped by the church warden who sat next to the chairman. The witnesses said that he moved with an intention to strike the chairman. The court found that the act of the defendant in a threatening manner would amount to assault. Another case is Bhaviseti Venkata Surya Rao versus Muttaya. He is an agriculturist of the village. He was arrears of land revenue. The village munsif demanded the payment of revenue for that year on the last day of due date. But the agriculturist pleaded his inability on the ground that his wife had locked the house and gone away. The munsif insisted to part his earrings which he had worn if no other movables were readily available. The munsif called a goldsmith of that village, and the moment when he reached, one of the persons present there paid off the amount on behalf of the agriculturist. The agriculturist brought an action against the munsif, alleging that the acts of the munsif amounts to assault, intimidation, and insult to him. The court held that village munsif's conduct did not fall under the intimidation and assault because after the arrival of the goldsmith, the defendant said nothing and did nothing to cause threat of force. Now we are discussing battery. What is battery? It is an intention application of force to another. Assault means it is an attempt to use of force. Here, use of force. It is actual striking of another or touching. Even touching of a person's cloth is also sufficient in a rude and angry or revengeful manner. The least touching of man in anger is battery. So, what is the essentials of a battery? It is an intentional and direct application of physical force to the person of another. Battery may include assault. There should be an use of force. Use of force should be without any lawful justification. Assault can result in physical injury or personal discomfort. Now, what are the examples of battery? Use of stick, bullet, or throwing water on a man, spitting on a man's face, making a person to fall down by pulling his chair, infliction of heat, light, electricity, gas, order. Physical injury is always not necessary. Least touching of person in anger is battery. And unwanted kissing is also a battery. Now we will discuss the case law. Stanley versus Powell. Powell was a member of the shooting party who fired at a pheasant, but the pellet from the gun glanced off the bough of a tree and accidentally wounded Stanley, another member of the shooting party. Plaintiff injured. Defendant pleaded it is an unavoidable accident. It was held that Powell was not liable. If the act is willful, then he will be liable. Next case is Pratap Daji versus BB Company Railway. Plaintiff by mistake, without purchasing a ticket, travelled in a train. Ticket collector came and checked the ticket and found him ticketless and asked him to get out of the train. Train stopped in a station. Plaintiff refused to get down. Ticket collector pulled down the plaintiff. Court held that defendant action is justifiable. He is not liable. Use of force is justified because plaintiff travelled without a ticket. P. Kadar versus Alagiri Swami. Another case. Plaintiff was an under trial person. He was taken to hospital for treatment. Police chained the plaintiff with handcuffs to the window of the hospital room. Court held that it was a battery. Distinction between assault and battery. What is assault? What is battery? Assault, there is no physical contact in an assault. Physical contact is necessary in battery. Assault, it is an attempt to commit a criminal force. Battery, it is an attempt plus he applied force and he completed the act. Assault is initial stage. Battery, it is completed. Assault, every assault may not include battery, but every battery must always include assault. Assault is an infringement of battery. Battery is accomplished, completed assault. An assault is an act indicating an immediate act to commit a battery coupled with capacity to carrying out the intention into effect. Battery is something more than the intentional application of force to the person of another without lawful justification. In order to constitute an assault, it is also necessary that the person so assaulted must on reasonable grounds believe that the person assaulting has the ability to apply the force so attempted by him. In the case of battery, no such belief is needed battery. On the other hand, the application of even the slightest amount of force is actionable. Throwing water upon a person is assault. As soon as the water falls on the person, it becomes battery. Thank you.